wanted to talk to you today about being a spirit-led. What that means to me is being soul-led, letting that true inner self lead your life. And in this instance, I'm talking about letting it lead your business. So this is a very popular topic these days. It's like, I want to be an authentic entrepreneur. Well, to be that, you need to know yourself. So part of the journey when you get into this soul-led, entrepreneur endeavor is sometimes you're going to go through, a breakdown to get to the breakthrough. So, I've kind of been going through that lately. It's just like, what do you need to do? And I've been getting the message every day. It's just slow down. I'm kind of a balls to the wall kind of person. I'm an ENTP, so I'm like, go, 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 go. But I'm not being called to do that anymore. So I'm trying to figure and shift some things out in my life. So it was funny because I get called. I posted a little teaser of this yesterday in a short, and I got this comment. It's like, oh yeah, this is just BS, And I can honestly understand that. And I'm going to tell you why I can understand it. Because I have, the blog actually has like tips that you can go and you can use and you can start incorporating, to make you realize and make you more aware of how mindfulness plays in, how gratitude plays in, how listening to that inner self, that wisdom plays in to being this soul-led entrepreneur. And these are all great things. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have wrote it. I think why the person was calling BS on this is like, how's that gonna make me money, And we do live in a world that needs money. So I'm not saying you just sit in a corner and pray, the heavens are gonna open and money's just gonna rain down on you. But I'm not saying that. So I take action every day. I take responsibility every day. And the one thing that I'm trying to really get you to understand here in this video is that I no longer look to the external world to bring me what I need. Whether it's finances, whether it's a new collaboration, whether it's writing a blog, whether it's sitting down here doing a YouTube video. I meditate and pray about it before I do anything. I ask for guidance. I'm always asking for this inner wisdom. It's got to show me. Because all this external stuff, which I tried for decades and decades and decades, didn't fulfill me. It didn't work for me. I felt empty. I felt like I was doing all this cool stuff. I was in the travel industry, in the luxury travel industry. So I would stay at, like a villa would be $20,000 a night. Or I'd go to Napa and stay in this gorgeous little B&B in the heart of Napa, on the Napa River, and drink wine and host chocolate events. Like, my life wasn't, crappy at all, But on the other hand, it wasn't fulfilled. And I'm telling you this is because I wasn't listening to that inner spark within me. So that's what this whole blog and this whole, video is about. It's about looking at your life differently. So when you start having a problem, you don't just reach outside. What are they doing? How does this work? I'm just going to cut and paste and copy this and put this on my site and it'll be fine. You can do that. I'm not saying you can do that. That's your choice. Do whatever you want. But I'm saying what works for me and what's really led me to my true calling is doing this inner work, going inside, listening to what it has to say, then applying those messages to the outer world, dropping them into my personality type and letting the traits work their magic. Because your personality type is sacred. It's a sacred aspect to your soul's mission here on earth. I believe that we are spiritual beings And we just decided, I'm going to do the human experience. So we're here in human form. So of course we need to rely on that. We need to rely on our human self. Of course that's the way. But that's not the focus. The focus is always relying on that inner self. That's how you become a very successful entrepreneur that leads a business by their soul, by that inner self, by that truth, the true self. So that's what I'm here to talk about. So I can see now why somebody said, BS, because, they're thinking, oh, she's just talking rainbows and unicorns and money's just going to fly out of nowhere. That's not what I'm saying. And it takes a deeper understanding in a long-term video to show you this, because you can't do that in a short. I mean, shorts are great. I love them, right? But it's 60 seconds. You need more than 60 seconds to get this. Let me just tell you. It's taken me, I've been studying this now for 13 years? So it takes more than 60 seconds. But the cool thing is, you don't have to do you don't have to do everything I've done. This is what I'm trying to guide you into this stuff. So it's not going to take you as long as it took me. It might take other people longer. It might take other people shorter. It depends just how much work you need. I obviously needed a lot of work. I'm stubborn. I'm an ENTP. I think I know everything. You know how we are. Pain in the butts. But it's just who we are, right? It's just how things go. But today I want to get back to this blog. I think it's going to find it really interesting, because in the blog I reference an INTP. So if, I'm sorry, did I say that right? I'm so dyslexic. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Yeah. Let me make sure. Nope. Let me see here. Oh gosh. Hold on. I'm fumbling. It'll all work out. Oh, I knew I was wrong. It was an INFP. Sorry. Let's not get that right. See how dyslexic I am? I know. I can't change that, so you have to just put up with me. INFP. No, I had the page marked, and of course, I marked the wrong page. I'm telling you, so I have page 81 marked, and it's page 181. Okay, I'm telling you, man, it's funny. So one of the persons I talk about in this blog, she is one of the co-owners and co-founders of the Copper Kettle Tea Bar. She is an INFP. She's really cool, okay? And so if you are an INFP, I just wanted to share this with you because I think you'll kind of freak out. So let's look at some INFPs. Okay. J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, Virginia Woolf, J.K. Rowling, Edgar Allan Poe, Shakespeare, Hans Christian Andersen, Vincent van Gogh, John Lennon, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain. I mean, come on. Here you go. Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage. A lot of men. Tori Amos. Andy Warhol. I mean, it just goes on. So, yeah, there's a lot of Mary-Kate Olsen, John Mayer, Chris Martin. So all these people, are you starting to see how this personality type is so beautiful? I mean, they're highly imaginative, right? They really are one with their soul. They just are. It's just how they work. It's how they function in the world. It's just such a beautiful aspect of this personality type. Yes, they're hard to get to know because they are introverts. And they're highly imaginative, so they live in their head a lot. And what's so cool about them, though, is like they build a framework based on their insights. So they are not one to build a framework from the external world. They do pay attention to the external world. I'm not saying that. I mean, they're not oblivious. But they have such a soulful approach to what they do. And I want to share something here, if I can pull this up real quick. Okay, this is a quote from Robin. Like I said, she was one of the co-owners of the Copper Kettle Tea Bar. And this is what she says. She says, "We at the Copper Kettle believe in offering a sacred space for those to gather and feel the spirit to build a soulful community." I mean, this is the Copper Kettle Tea Bar. It's this very small, like 8-table place. The food's homemade. I went there and I just fell in love. So I said, I have to write about you. And the sisters are so dynamic. They're so caring. And they really are about the tea. You know, they started with just all the teas that they offer, all these organic, delicious teas. But that's a soulful entrepreneur. That's what she wants to build. She wants to build a gathering place to fill the souls of the local community. That's a soulful entrepreneur, right? So I want you to kind of understand that might not be you, because you're not an I'm going to screw that up again. You're not an INFP. I was going to say J. You're not that, right? But that's how they work. And the way to find how you work is to go into that inner self, right? To know your personality type from a spiritual perspective. And I teach that. And I offer, like, ask me anything questions or clarity sessions. Or if you need a breakthrough moment, you know, I'll put my Calendly link on. But I offer all these sessions to help. Because I'm telling you, the 1940s personality paradigm is not really sufficient in today's world. For most of you. If you're listening to this, probably won't work for you. It didn't work for me. That's why I went and innovated what was there to bring it up to what we need today to navigate today's chaos and confusion, right? So if you haven't heard, best word, huh? This is my new book. I know I use the editor's copy. I just keep on picking it up. I'm sorry. It doesn't have this line on it when you pick it up or when you order it. But it's Unpack Your Personality. Let your inner guide be your travel guide. I told you I'm all about this inner guide. I'm all about living your life from this inner place. Be of the world, but not in it. I know that sounds so esoteric, but it's not. You know why? Because you are in the world. You're just relying on this inner guide. And everything in the outer world comes to you based on that. It doesn't just come knocking at your door. I'm not saying that. Okay, so let's not go back to the BS thing. But it does lead you to where you need to go. And it does fuel your personality types. Your personality type is always taking those correct steps. It has your back. Serendipitous moments become like normal. Supernatural becomes normal. What they said you can't, you can. It's just how it works. It's how it's worked in my life, and I've been using it now for the past 13 years. So this is an application I use in my life. It's not something I read in a book. I use it. That's why I wrote the book, because I didn't have these steps. I didn't have this roadmap. I want you to have this, so you can navigate this quickly, because you see how fast time is speeding up. You need this to navigate. You know, and it doesn't have to be my thing. Go find what works for you. I'm just trying to share that you need to get in touch with your inner self. I don't care if you use mine. I just want you to find that. I want you to have that. I want you to become that and be that. And be in the world and be happy about your true calling. Be inspired by it. Be willing to share it with everybody. Everybody that wants to learn it. Because not everybody's going to want to learn it, right? But that's what makes it so cool. And that's why, you know, if you've ever read Conversations with God, you know, they're having a conversation. And one of the conversations is, why do you think there's so many books in the world? Because there's so many people. Not everybody's going to gravitate to what you do. They're just not. And that's okay. And it goes back to the BS comment that I got. I kind of have to love it, because I answered whoever that was. And I said, okay, cool. Just be you. If you think this is BS, just be you. Go about your business. I don't care. Just find yourself. Find what works for you. If I'm not going to work, just fine. The cool thing is, if you think about that negativity and turn it into something positive, you're like, I don't care that someone comment. I'm still getting the algorithm boost. So I don't care, you know? And it made me think, and it made me also express what the whole lip gloss spirituality thing, because it isn't sitting in a room, sitting in a corner, just thinking, oh, this is gonna come. It doesn't work like that. All right. But let me I want to read you something out of the book. Here, it's chapter 18, The Seeking Traveler, INFP. I know, I'm so dyslexic, so you're gonna have to put up with that. Sorry. It is what it is, right? It says, you drink in the stillness and the profound energy of nature, which seems to linger within you long after the suitcases have put away. As you learn about yourself, you passively observe situations and cultures, and yet sometimes you feel at odds with your surroundings, no matter where you are in the world, as you see injustice, cruelty, and insecurity that fills the world around you. So, and this is such a telltale sign that this type, the seeking traveler, is living from that inner spark of divine within. Because as we all start waking up to that, we're going to see the same cruelties, the same injustices, the same harshness. Like I can't, like I see it with animals and plants. Like I can't, I just, it, like, I'm not going to go there because you can see I'm getting all heated up. Ugh! I mean, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to put that energy out, because the energy you put out comes back to you. So I kind of want to stay in the lane of just like, bless it and let it go. Bless it and let it go. Bless it and let it go. And I say, you just say a word prayer, Please make these people rethink what they're doing. Please guide them to rethink what they're doing. Please help them shift into themselves. Because once you start shifting into yourself, you're not going to do that. You're not going to litter. You're not going to travel and just consume with disregard with the culture. You're not going to do any of that. You're not going to be in business doing that. You're going to be in business reaching out and helping people and bringing them towards you and say, how can I help you? What can I do? And I'm telling you, the money will just come. Because it's that energy. It's that you're giving out such an abundance, graceful energy. It just, what you give out comes back to you. Right? So let's get into some of these tips that I put on the blog. And they're going to kind of be, they'll probably be expected, but it's also good to have these that you just kind of lean into them when you start going through rough patches, so you're just not like and running to that outside world. Let's go inside and start leaning into that and sitting inside and questioning yourself. Well, what's going on here? Am I in the lesson? Am I providing solutions for the lesson? Am I looking at the lesson that I'm supposed to learn here? I'm getting over this challenge so I can break through. Instead of being in a breakdown, I can break through and come out the other side and just, allowing more and more people to come to me through my soulful business enterprise. Right? So you need to be looking inside. And so I have, ground yourself in faith, whatever faith that is for you. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's you worship flowers. I don't care. I don't care. I love nature. Nature helps me so much because to me, nature is a mirror into my soul. I just love nature. And she always finds a way. Are you ever astounded when you're in some gross, like, paved area? Everything's paved and blacktop. And there'll be that little green plant. It's like, I can do this. I'm going to show you, And there's all this pavement. There's this little green plant. So it's awesome. It's just awesome that, nature always finds a way. So cultivate a positive mindset. We talked about that. And you have to be adaptive. And when I'm talking about adaptive, I want you to adapt into your true self, into that inner place. Into that inner place. Adapt there. Be adaptive to that. Let the external go until this is giving you the answer to go to the external, right? You seek guidance and wisdom. I don't care if you hire a coach. I don't care what you do. But seek other entrepreneurs that are in similar situations. Collaborate. Go to yourself first. Don't just apply what they say without going inside. but collaborate. You know, so they may, something that they say might just make total sense. You're like, oh yeah, that works. And then sit with it and make sure it does work, right? Just don't jump in like, hello, me, that's what I do. You know, and practice gratitude. And then here are some personality types that are likely to be soul-fed entrepreneurs. The ENFJ, the INFJ, the ENTJ, the INTJ, ENTPs, INTPs, and of course the ENFP. So, and there's a little more like details on my blog about this. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it helps you come to the realization that if you want to be in business as a soulful entrepreneur, that it all starts by letting your inner self, that true inner God, your truth, lead the way. Yes, you're going to have to go in the external world and get stuff done, but always rely on this inner self. All right? This is Nina Sapala. Please like, subscribe, share, do all those YouTube-y stuff, things that you do. If you haven't, my book, it's like $25. You know, it's a great place to start if you're on a self-discovery path and you really want to learn who the heck you are. It's a great place to start. It's very practical. It's the tools I use to navigate my life tsunami. I wrote it so you can navigate your own. All right? All for now. Have a good one. Pop a question in. You got a question? Let me know. All for now. Nina.